Quasi here, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how to shift your identity at the very, very core to embody your ideal self, and as a result, see your reality completely shift. Also, I'm going to be sharing with you by the end of this video the 3 keys that have helped me shift into my ideal self, and as a result, permanently experience the reality that I actually want to experience. I want you to stick around to the very end of this video because this is something I've never shared before, and it comes straight from the program itself. Before I begin this video, I want to quickly announce that I'm doing a free giveaway of my book, Life Mastery. If you want to enroll into a competition to win this book for completely free in the ebook format at the end of the week, just comment Life Mastery down below and we'll be picking one lucky winner every single Friday. Also, I'm super excited to announce the free one-to-one consult with me for the Reality Mastery program is now open. A couple of spots have opened up, so make sure you wait till the end of the video for the announcement for that. And with that, let's get started with this video. So in this video, I want to talk to you about identity shifting. And now most of you have never heard this before, and a lot of you have. Okay, identity shifting is the very reason why people are able to permanently experience their realities and not get a temporary lottery win. But people who want to make consistent revenues in their businesses, when I became worthy of the 100K months, then the 100K months came in my business. When I was worthy of the cubicle, then the cubicle is what I got. Okay, so who you become as a result, the reality that you experience is what it is. Okay, you experience what you want, but you need to become worthy of that in order to be able to maintain that experience as a part of your daily living. Okay, so let's talk about identity shifting. Now, why most people fail with identity shifting is because they believe that their identity is binary. But the truth is, your identity is fluid. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Well, if you look at it like this, you're one person with your parents, you're one person with your friends, you're another person with your siblings, and another person with your colleagues, right? So this is because you can't be the same person with them. Like with your spouse, you're another person too. If you were the same way as you are with your spouse, with your colleagues, it'll be weird, right? So you just got to embody a different person at different situations. Most people think that, oh, you know, I got to be the same person that I am when I'm working, that I need to be, and I need to be the same person in my YouTube videos too. But to be honest, I'm very introverted when I'm working. I don't like to get distracted. I don't like to talk to anyone. I just want to put my head down and focus, right? But when I make my YouTube videos, I have to be a little bit more extroverted. When I go out with my friends, I have to be a little bit more extroverted, right? So it's not a binary on or off thing. You have to learn to switch between them based on what you want. At a certain point, the thing is, even if you want to get to 100K months and you've gotten to 100K months, that identity of the $100,000 month quasi will become a limitation because now you want to experience more. Now you want to get to the 200K months, 300K months. So the key with identity shifting is not to just become and stagnate as one person, but rather become fluid in your ability to embody whoever it is that's needed in the situations for life. That's what true freedom is. True freedom is not not being able to do what you like and avoid what you dislike, but rather it's the ability to do what's necessary based on the circumstances, based on what you truly want. Okay? So the second point I want to get to is that whenever you embody this ideal version or a certain version of yourself, this determines your experience of your reality. Okay? So you have your desires and your wants, but you need to be a certain version of yourself to experience these desires and your wants. If your desire is to experience abundance, but within yourself you're only scarce, then your wants are always going to be higher than you're actually who you are, right? So you need to get up to this level where you are worthy of abundance, where you are worthy of the 100K months, to be able to experience the 100K months. It's as simple as that, right? You can't expect to experience abundance if you within yourself, your internal world isn't worth it. So how this works is whatever you create in your internal world manifests itself in your external world. Okay? So this is why who you fake is who you'll become. What do I mean by that? Well, if you look at people who have been treated a certain way in school, right? They've been treated like a loser, they've gotten bullied, and when they grew up, they started to conceive themselves. Their self-image was that of, oh, I'm just a loser and I do this. They've been in scarcity their whole lives. That's why they've been experiencing the scarcity and they can't break free from it. They always feel like something is just blocking me. This invisible ceiling is blocking me. This invisible ceiling, this invisible wall is you, right? So at any given moment, there are two versions of you. This is the version of yourself your heart desires to become, but doesn't know how to be because it wants to experience this, okay? And it doesn't want to experience this. This is your desires. And this is your identity. Your desires are always going to be infinite. It's always going to be at this level. When your desires are at that level, your identity needs to meet up to be able to experience that and be able to keep that experience. Okay? If you're currently at scarcity and you've been programmed with scarcity because you got bullied in the past, because your familial situation was such in the past, and you've been conditioned by that, you're going to keep replaying that conditioning and it will be unconscious to you. Okay, this identity has become so close to you, it's like up to your nose and you can't see past it. Kind of like a fly buzzing against a window pane and I can't see that there's an opening to the right. So this is why what we do at first is define who you are and we get clarity in absolute, like the week 1 of the Reality Mastery Program. So you can take a step back from yourself, get a bird's eye perspective of where you are and who it is you need to become. This is absolutely key. Okay, finding out your current self and the desired self, getting awareness around that. Unless and until you make the unconscious conscious, you'll always call it fate and it will always keep haunting you. Okay? So what I want you to understand is that who you fake is eventually who you will become. What do I mean by that? Okay, here's the scenario. I started making these YouTube videos sharing value. Now, what gives me the conviction to do this? I'm just a 22-year-old in front of a camera with a whiteboard making YouTube videos. Why are so many people watching my videos? Right? So I always ask myself that. And it's because I faked this certainty. Right? People think faking is a bad thing. They think that, oh, acting as if it's bad. You're being insincere and insecure. You're lying. But I'm not telling a lie. I'm just sharing value. But I'm sharing it in a confident way because I know I can share value. But the mistake people make is that they think that you can go from 0 to 100. That's the problem. They want to go from 0 to 100. They want it immediately. But it didn't happen. This didn't happen to me overnight. This level of certainty didn't come overnight. I would always doubt myself back in the day. I would always question myself. But I saw that those weren't real. Those were based on some artificial programming that I didn't choose. Okay, that's the mind's way of speaking. Whatever you focus on, you'll ground that. This is the concept of 1 step, 2 steps, which is what I'm going to share with you in the 3 keys later on in this video. Make sure you stick around for that. But for now, what I want you to remember is that who you fake is who you become. So what you've got to do is give yourself permission to fake. Give yourself permission to be. And if you keep your internal world at its desired state for long enough, the external world will materialize. What people do is they keep it at a certain level, but then something happens and then they move back. There is no groundedness in this new identity. You want to become a confident person. You act confident for a day or two, and then something happens that shakes your confidence. This completely ruins you, right? That's the trap we want to avoid. If you have 51% confidence, 49% doubt, you're still going to have forward movement in your life. Your reality is going to manifest the way you want. Okay? So I want you to really keep this in mind. Who you fake is eventually who you become. When the loser who got bullied faked being a loser and getting bullied, that's who he became. So what I want you to really see is that everything is an illusion. This is all just a pile of bullshit. Okay? A lack of better way of putting it. It's all a pile of bullshit. Who said that you are a skinny loser and you should get bullied and you're not worth this and this? You're looking at your external reality for proof of this, and you're going to find it because this is how you're programming yourself. You're programming your reticular activating system to look for that, and you're going to find that. And you've been so programmed to finding proof of what you are not that you just can't see past the bullshit of what you actually would like to be. The truth is, reality is inherently neutral. It's inherently neutral, but you put meanings to things, and as a result, you start to only see those things. That's what your mind is focused on. If you want to check out how this works, click up here. I've made a video on how we actually unconsciously program ourselves and how to consciously program yourself by understanding the self-programming cycle. But what I want you to take away from this point right now is that this is all an illusion. You're just as much a loser as you are a winner. Just because you've been brought up a certain way with certain beliefs doesn't mean you chose those. That's the insanity. You can still choose to be something different. Your identity is fluid. You can choose to be something completely different. But you're not doing so because you think that this is who you are. But ask yourself this. Who said this is who I am? Did I choose this? If no, then choose who you would like to be and embody that. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this right now. Okay? So now I want to share with you the 3 keys. Now, before I get to the 3 keys, I want to concretize the example that I made previously. Okay, so I gave you the example of how I started making YouTube videos. And I told you that, when I first started making YouTube videos, I wasn't too confident. Look at my first video up here. I wasn't too confident. I was doubting myself. I was questioning myself. Why was this? Back then, my identity was a certain one. Oh, Quasi doesn't make these YouTube videos. Quasi doesn't embarrass himself. What if his friends see it? What if his friends see that? I was focusing on what I didn't want. I didn't want to embarrass myself. I was a certain version of myself and I was attaching to this certain version of myself. Oh, Quasi's quiet on social media. He doesn't do this, and this, right? And as a result of that, I was attached to that identity. It was uncomfortable for me to experience this. If you've been an introvert your whole life, it's going to be uncomfortable being extroverted for a day. If you practice being extroverted, it's going to become easier and easier. So identity shifting is like wearing new clothes that you just bought from the store. It's uncomfortable at first, but then you fit into them, they mold around you. That's what it is. And as a result, your reality starts to mold for you. No one ever grew from their comfort zones. I want you to remember that. So now let's get to the 3 keys. So number 1 is if you keep your internal world at the desired state for long enough, the external world will inevitably follow. I want you to remember that. Most people forget this. This is why they temporarily do things. They do the affirmations and they feel good, but they can't access this state within themselves again. That no permanent shift has happened. No internal mechanism is there to bring them back. No control over the mind is there. This is why I do what I do with the Reality Mastery Program. We show our clients how to craft this internal mechanism to coordinate themselves back to their neutral without needing something from your external reality. What we do is we rely on our external reality for how we should feel within. Okay? When you learn to draw your own state from within, that's when you become the master of your reality. The problem is, reality is crafted from within. What you're seeing without all comes from within. As within, so without. Okay? But what we use, the biggest problem is cause now feeds back into effect, and effect feeds back into cause. You look at your external reality, you're like, I'm a loser. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm getting bullied, people hate me, so I'm a loser. Oh, I'm not confident, I can't do this and I can't do that, so I must not be this. I must not be what I'm striving to be. So you're looking at proof of what isn't happening and you're letting that influence your internal state of being. Instead of ignoring all of that, we forget how to ignore all of that. And our mind just keeps getting focused on all of those things that aren't serving us. And it influences us that way, and then we project that back into reality, and that's what starts to happen. So this vicious cycle keeps playing itself over and over because you have no control over your mind. Why that happens is it's kind of like this. This is why successful people say that, it gets lonely at the top. Because society has a certain consciousness level right now. If you keep engaging with that consciousness level, what's going to happen is you're going to fall asleep and that consciousness level is going to be programmed in you. And then you're going to keep experiencing that over and over and over again. The complaining, the gossiping, the looking at what I don't have, the view of why life is so hard and why every day sucks and why my job sucks and why my relationship sucks. All of those get programmed into you. This is why successful people become either introverted and they withdraw from all of this bullshit, or they become super grounded in their own beliefs and they start to see past the insanity. Okay? So this is what identity shifting is, becoming so concretized in who you'd like to become and who you're becoming, rather than falling back into your old self, your old patterns and society's ways. Okay? So not letting this collective consciousness influence you, but rather choosing your own set point of who you would like to be. I want you to keep that in mind. It's unrelated, but still very, very much relevant to the scope of what we're talking about. Number 2, what I want you to understand is the concept of 1 step, 2 steps. What do I mean by this? Most people try to go from 0 to 100. If I tried to come from, making my first YouTube video to like faking confidence in the second YouTube video, and I made such a leap, it would be hard to believe. It needed to happen over time, because this is what I was doing. I was taking 1 step back, okay? I was taking 1 step. And I was like, okay, this is who I'm striving to become. The quasi that makes regular YouTube videos. Just like my wife is doing right now, by the way. She's started her YouTube channel. She's starting to give value on her YouTube videos. But really, what makes me the authority in this space? Why should you listen to me? Well, because then I was grounding my internal state of being in confirmation. This is the key word. By the way, this is why most people suck with affirmations, that they don't make it work for them, because they can't confirm their affirmations. They keep just using them. They're like, oh, it's not working. It's not working. What is working for you? When I made my first YouTube video, I'm looking at the feedback and I'm looking for what's good. What's good about this? Who liked this? Who benefited from this? Focus on that. Oh, someone benefited from this? Cool. I'm actually sharing value. Go up to the next level. 1 step, 2 steps, right? Go up to the next level. Go up to the next level. Oh, someone got results from my program? Go up to the next level. Using feedback, how to make it better. Someone liked this video? Oh, go up to the next level. I am worthy. I am confident. I do make great videos. Quasi makes great videos. So I keep going up to the next level by confirmation of my becoming. Every single step I take, every single day, I'm confirming who I'm becoming. Okay? I'm ignoring anything that doesn't serve it. And even more than ignoring, using that as feedback to iterate and become even better. If you can do that, you'll become God. So I take active steps to become, and then I confirm my becoming. This is why in the Reality Mastery Program, we have this thing called confirmed becoming. You'll see the screenshots of testimonials, people saying #confirmed becoming. Because every single step we take, we confirm it, because the mind needs proof to believe anything. Okay, so this is why you got to confirm every single thing, every single step you do take. So become, confirm, become more, confirm more. And this, by step, leads to you going from 0 to 100K a month in your business within 12 months of starting it. That's exactly what happened to me. For me, to be honest with you, it feels slow. It feels like another lifetime that I was a year ago. Every single phase of my life will always feel like a completely different lifetime. That feels like 10 years ago. This happens because you move at the normal pace and you make exponential progress, but to other people looking in, because they keep living Groundhog Day over and over and over again, time is slow, right? Time is very, very slow for them. They perceive it as, wow, you got progress so quick. Holy crap, you went from 0 to 100K months in your business, $1 million run rate within just 12 months of starting it. Holy shit. But for me, it's like, what? It's only been 12 months? It feels like it's been 12 years. Because for you, you're making exponential progress in a very, very normal duration of time. Okay? And I was a completely different person back then. That's why I don't even remember who I was. That's exactly what will happen to you as well. When successful people become successful, they forget how they got there. That's why they're like, oh, I don't know how it happened. And this is why most people, when they hear successful people say, oh, he doesn't know how it happened, so it must be luck. Yes, there is an element of luck, and they start to believe in luck. Oh, success is for the select few. Bullshit. Right? So that's number 2. 1 step, 2 steps. Confirming and grounding your new identity. Number 3, give yourself permission to be. I can't understate the importance of this. When you give yourself permission to be, you relax. You stop fighting. When you stop fighting, then you truly become. Then life works for you. Then you stop fighting against your life. Okay? What do I mean by giving yourself permission to be? When I make YouTube videos, I acknowledge that not every single one of them will be great. Some people will love some of them, other ones won't be great. But what is the benefit what is the advantage in me doing all of this? Maybe it's benefiting one person, 2 people. If it benefits just one person, I'll make it. If it reminds someone every single day that this is what they need to do, or gives them some additional insight on how to do what they're doing, hits them at a different angle, great, I've done my job. So what are you focusing on? You're focusing on what's not working rather than what is. The more you keep focusing on what's not working, you're going to look at the downsides of everything. You're going to look at downsides of taking action, and you'll never take action. What is the upside? You focus on that, you expand that. This is what I mean by giving yourself permission to be. Give yourself permission to make mistakes. Learn from these mistakes. It's kind of like this. If you have this graph here, this is the death line. Don't make grand enough mistakes to go below the death line, but make mistakes to use them to propel yourself. This is why mistakes are important. You can either keep growing like, this, or you can make a mistake and use that to propel up. That's the power of making mistakes and failing, because you use the iteration to make a new innovation that has never been done before, and that just propels you up to completely new heights. Right? So I really want you to keep this in mind. The 3 keys again are: number 1, keep your internal world at its desired state for long enough, external world follows. Who you fake is who you become. Don't be afraid to fake. There is no right or wrong answer. You have the complete choice to be and embody whoever it is you want to be. No one can take that right away from you. Okay? This is not about morality. This is not about, I don't know, what gives me the right to do this? What gives me the right to do that? Well, can you take one step forward and then ground it in that? Nothing gives me the right to make these videos. I make them because people get value from them. Right? I'm looking at the upside. Number 2, 1 step, 2 steps. Every single step you take, you confirm it and ground it in your becoming. And then this gives your mind food. You have substance now. Yes, this is working. Okay, take 1 more step, 1 more step, 1 more step. Keep going. Over time, you build confidence. That's why they say competence builds confidence. Number 3, give yourself permission to be. Give yourself permission to make mistakes. Give yourself permission to fail. And use those failures to propel yourself up to higher heights. Don't make mistakes and fail so much that you go below the death line. Don't take crazy risks that wipe you out, but take risks. Expand your comfort zone. It's kind of like lean over the edge without falling off. Always lean over the edge. Leaning over the edge is when forward movement happens, because no one grew out of their comfort zones. Give yourself permission to actually move forward and make progress in your life. Okay? Give yourself permission to make those mistakes you need to make in order to be able to learn, to be able to grow. If I don't like this YouTube video that I'm making and I think I could do it better, no problem. I made this one, I'm going to make it better next time. But I'm not going to question myself every single step of the way. Because then what happens is you push on the gas and then you push on the brakes. You're like, should I share this point with them? Oh no. Should I share about this? I don't know. Then you sort of question yourself. You start to move forward and back instead of just thrusting on the gas. Okay? So with that, I conclude this video. I sincerely hope this was helpful. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that little bell there so you're notified of any new video that I put out. And also, I'm super excited to announce the free one-to-one consult with me for the Reality Mastery Program is now open. The Reality Mastery Program is where we really work on helping you transform at the internal world to your very core, at that identity level. I saw in my personal life, when I transitioned out of my professional career into entrepreneurship, I was able to successfully do that when I stopped becoming worthy of the cubicle only and became worthy of becoming my own boss, became worthy of the 20K month, 50K, 100K month in my business. That's when it started to happen for me. When I started to become worthy of being a successful coach, of being someone who delivers value through videos, of actually having conviction in what I do and my product, right? Even in my relationships, when I started becoming worthy of being that husband that I needed to be for my partner, that's when I started to have a fulfilling relationship. All of these things are possible for you if you start to learn to shift at your very core instead of getting a surface level change in your life by doing another tactic. Right? Tactics and techniques is not what you need. Principles is what you need. Okay, if you'd like to enroll for this and see if you'd be a good fit to work together, make sure you click on the link in the description below. Please only sign up for the consult if you're serious about taking your life to the absolute next level and you're interested in working together in an actual structured program to do so. Okay, spots are very limited, and we're only holding them open for those who are absolutely committed to making a transformation. And also, I'm excited to announce that the free Facebook group is also open for you to take advantage of. Make sure you click there and join there, and I'll hope I see you there. Till next time, peace!